Hello and welcome back to BIM2Form. In this video we will introduce the functions and commands of BIM2Form Manage and show you how they work. Let's start. As you see, we've prepared a simple floor plan with different part wall types and a freestanding wall, and already did our formwork design with wall and slab in 2 cycles. We'll just remove the cycle filter, go to the BIM2Form Manage tab and start with the section which holds the export functions. The first command, total quantity, will open an Excel sheet that contains the most basic information about the quantity of the parts that need to be delivered to the construction site in order to build the project. It lists the item number, quantity, description, and which cycle the parts are used in. See, for example, beams for the flex slab formwork in cycle 2 or stop end brackets used in cycle 1 for the wall formwork. This is basically just a summary of the maximum amount for each of the parts, regardless of the possibility to reuse the elements in other cycles. To get a better overview about which cycle the parts are used in, we could use the second export option, which is exporting the schedule. Therefore, we have to switch to a part list in the project browser and can then export this into an Excel sheet. This one includes information from the plan head at the top, and then again lists item number and quantities, but in contrast to the one before, there is one column that shows the cycle, so there is no grouping of the same articles. And it also shows family, type, and item identification name. With the next export function, it is possible to export only a certain selection of parts, for example the formwork parts of our freestanding wall. Select them, click the command, and there will be a very simple Excel export as well. To demonstrate the commands within the group families, we quickly placed a support frame as an example for a nested family here on the side. If there is a need to modify the nested family or you want to use only certain parts from it, you can just select it and click on the command dissolve nested families, which will turn it into a group that can be edited. For example, we could delete parts. This is not the best example, you get the idea. We have a separate video on this command which will be linked up here and in the info box down below. For the next command, change group faces, we have to create a group, for example the formwork parts of the freestanding wall, so we could use the command to assign a face to the group. In this case, change the face from cycle 1 to cycle 2. To make our wall show in the floor plan again, we have to exclude it by setting its face created to 1 and face demolished to none, just as the other walls. So now we have the wall formwork on the main construct in cycle 1 and slab formwork and the wall formwork for the freestanding wall in cycle 2. The next command is pretty self-explanatory. When you change the project language to English, for example, it changes all descriptions for the parameters in the properties for the whole project. Of course, it is possible to change them while working on it, but it is not convenient. Therefore, we recommend to change them all at once at the end before you finish working on your project. Our command copy or create sheet is a simplification of multiple steps you would have to take in Revit to create plans if this command didn't exist, which is just super convenient. The command enables you to either copy an existing sheet or create a new one. For copying, click yes, select the preferred one and give it a name, and it will then show here in the list of sheets in the project browser. Or we could also create a new one by clicking no, filling out the information, and it will also show in the project browser. Ours is this one because we didn't give it a name. Please note that this creates frames and plan head, etc. of the sheet, but not certain views. For better visibility of our cycles, we could use the next function, color phases. Let's just assign the freestanding wall to cycle 2 and then execute the command, select the level and click OK. BIM2Form will create a new view which shows the cycles in different colors. If you're wondering where the formwork parts have gone, there is a simple trick how to make them show again. This video is linked up here and in the description box down below. The next command is also pretty self-explanatory. It removes duplicate objects that are at the exact same place in the same phase in just one click. For example, if we form our freestanding wall again, there will be some duplicate parts, It will also warn us before we place them, but this command is a simple option to get rid of them if we place them double for whatever reason. Our latest feature is our family browser, which makes searching for certain parts a lot easier than wandering through the content folders until you find the family you're looking for. You always have this preview window to make sure you've selected the right item, and you can break your search down with these drop-down selections or search by item number or name. When you've found the right item, you could still access the direct path where the content lies and load them directly into the project. It says that it was successful. But of course, there's still the option to access the content folders of a manufacturer directly. For more information, visit our website and contact us to get a 14 days free trial of BIM2Form.